Universal Orlando appears to be heading into the realms of normality. Grad Bash 2022 dates and technical rehearsals for the Velocicoaster and Secret Life of Pets. Would we want to see the Hollywood ride come to Orlando? I don't know. Stick around and find out. This is episode 452 of the Unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. Hello, everybody. I'm Michelle, your host for today. And with me, I have the lovely Lee.
Hello, everyone.
I have the equally lovely Chris.
Hey, what's up?
And I have the even lovelier guest host today, who I don't even consider a guest anymore. She's just part of the family, Miss Jillian.
Hey, everyone. Let's get sloppy. Let's go.
All right. I like the way that sounds.
Okay. We're going down that direction already, are we?
Start the notes.
Right.
So how's everybody doing?
All right.
Good. For a Monday.
That didn't sound very convincing.
I
already told you how I'm doing.
As of the weekend, we officially made the decision that we are changing our October trip to next year.
Oh, bummer.
So we will be coming out I will be ringing up to change it at the weekend to the beginning of September next year.
Well, I told you already that's a great time to go.
Oh, it is.
We usually go. So
Parks will be dead. Horror Nights will still be on. It's actually worked out quite a bit cheaper as well. So I'm bummed that we're going to miss Horror Nights this year. It's going to absolutely kill me. But
So are you going during Rush of Fear time?
yes.
Oh, finally. Thank God.
We're not getting into Horror Nights discussion, but I don't necessarily know whether Rush of Fear time will be a thing again for a while.
You hush your mouth, sir.
I think multi-night tickets will definitely not be a thing this year. Whether they come back next year, who knows?
I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and find out. The only thing I don't like about the beginning of the event, this is usually when I go, but they haven't worked out the kinks yet.
Yes.
You know, the actors are a little bit off because they're trying to figure it out. That's the only downside.
But then in fairness, we've heard similar, when we came over in 2015, a similar thing that we came out for the last week, and you generally hear that the last week's not a good time to go because the actors have had enough because they've had a full
They're
run.
gotten pooped.
I didn't feel that at all. Having been like early October for the weekend and then compared it to that, I didn't feel there was any difference energy levels wise or anything.
I also feel like at the beginning, if you wait, you're running the chance that they might change things or take things out.
Yes, true.
So even though they're still working at the kinks with the actors, logistically wise, some of the kinks are still in, which might be a good thing.
That's a good point.
That's true.
Yeah.
And on top of the fact, I mean, I don't even think it's like enough of a change to warrant not going in the beginning.
Yeah.
So
No, I mean,
Just
there's
go.
never a reason not to go. What are you kidding me?
My only concern was not knowing when it starts next year, but I'm looking at this year and it's probably going to start the same time next year. I think they generally don't start early and then go, well, let's do it a week later. If anything, it'll get earlier. So that was my only concern, but I think we should be fine.
I mean, it's been the similar start date for a long time, right? At least a couple of years, if not more.
This is the first time it started the first weekend of September.
Oh, the first. So you're going the actual first weekend of September?
No, it'll be the week. We're talking about coming out the Thursday. So it should start on, I think it's the 2nd. We're coming out on the 8th is the plan.
Okay.
So it'll be like a few nights in.
I guess.
Well, as long as it doesn't start happening in like August, like someplace down the street.
Right. That's a little much.
I don't care.
But then again, you know, Universal does still have Mardi Gras going. We had that conversation last time. So
There's only a week
whatever,
left.
it's all a party, right?
Yeah.
I got to
Fattest
experience
Tuesday
Mardi
so
Gras
far.
twice.
Yeah. God, I wish I could. Excellent. All right. Well, let's just hop into the good stuff. Jillian, what you got for us?
Well, that ended up being a good segue because speaking of Halloween Horror Nights, events as we know them at Universal haven't been the same since COVID hit, but Horror Nights looks like it's gearing up to be a full near event this year. And pushing forward, Universal has also announced that Grad Bash and Gradventure, the 2 graduation events for high school and middle school students, will return in spring 2022. They will take place across both Universal Studios Florida and Universal's Islands of Adventure. Grad Bash will take place on April 1st, 2nd, 8th, 29th, and 30th, and Gradventure will take place on May 6th, 13th, and 20th. For those who don't know, Universal described Grad Bash as a once-in-a-lifetime rite of passage celebration for high school seniors, while Gradventure is the perfect celebration for middle school graduates. Students will be able to enjoy more than 50 attractions across the award-winning theme parks, including several new groundbreaking experiences that make Universal Orlando a world-class entertainment destination.
Right, so for those of us outside of the US that don't understand how your schooling system works, what is the difference between, what age are we talking, high school seniors and then middle school graduates?
Well, that varies a little bit in the U.S. too, from place to place, state to state. I don't know about down in Florida, but where I am, middle school is 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, which is what, 13, 14, no,
Yeah.
11, I guess, is when they start.
And then 13 or 14.
11,
probably
yeah, 11
then.
to like 13 or 14. And then high school, you're usually 14 to 18.
Ugh, it sounds like a nightmare.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
What a nightmare are those ages.
A little bit of both.
Yeah.
Did any of you guys
Yeah.
go to Grad Bash at any point? I'm trying to look at people's ages at this point and think.
No.
I did.
Oh.
Oh, you did?
Ooh.
Well, not Grad Bash. I went to the rap version.
Oh, ugh.
Grad Night. Yeah. And
The what version?
The rap version down the street.
Oh, rat.
Yeah.
Got it.
Come on, Gillian.
Rat. I thought you were
Come
saying
on.
rap, like,
Me too.
Chris went to the
Oh.
rap version.
It could have been that one too.
Like the hip hop Grad Bash. I don't know.
I know. I was like, did you wear your hat sideways and your, jeans
Yeah.
sagging, or what'd you do?
His
I mean,
chains.
it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, no, I went to that one. It was fun. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's Disney.
but they canceled that years ago, though.
Yeah, it was a long time ago now.
Yeah, never did the Universal one though. Would have
Yeah.
been cool.
I couldn't imagine it would be something you would want to be anywhere near unless you are of that age group or have
Exactly.
a child
Yeah.
that you are
When I think back,
chaperoning of that age group.
when I think back about it, it's like just a literal nightmare for me now.
Yeah.
And even I feel bad for chaperones too, because
Yeah.
it's just imagine a park just full
Yep.
of teenagers, and it's
You know who I feel bad for? The team members.
Yes.
oh yeah,
Oh no.
I bet
They
they
must
hate those
dread.
nights.
Yes.
yeah.
They're all
Hopefully they
in-
get paid time and a half. That would be nice.
Or more.
I doubt
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I can't
They
imagine
deserve
that would
it.
be fun. But like Gillian said,
But
it's a good step
It's
forward.
good that they're doing. Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. It's good that they're doing it. It's moving along, which is good to hear. Good to see.
Yeah, things are definitely starting to get back to normality. I know in little things in a minute, Seth talked about some bits and bobs that have opened and stuff, and it is good that the world seems to be getting back to normal.
Yes, thank God. I felt like this was never ending, so it's exciting. And the fact that they think that putting a bunch of teenagers in charge of themselves in a theme park and expecting that they're going to follow social distancing rules, it's kind of humorous, but I guess they think it's okay. So, yay.
Yeah, I can't even count out the adults in the park to follow social distancing rules. I've had to make several comments to people in lines of being breathing down my neck and pointing to the ground and be like, "You're supposed to be standing there." So I can't imagine a bunch of 16 and 17-year-olds are going to be much better.
Oh, no. And they'll just get attitudes back with you, especially if they don't have parents with them. So, yay. Fun times.
Yeah, not really.
Mm-mm.
All right. Well, let's see what little things Seth has for us this week.
Hi, this is Seth Kabursky from the Unofficial Guides, and I'm back with my last look at all the little things that are new around the Universal Orlando Resort for April of 2021. Before we even get onto Universal Orlando property, I am happy to finally be able to confirm, after what it seems like many, many years, that the pedestrian bridge over Kirkman Road, right outside of Universal, is now officially open to pedestrians. People have been crossing over the intersection at Kirkman and Major for many months by pushing the barricades away, but now the barricades have been officially removed and the bridge is wide open. Hallelujah. Heading inside Universal, the big action this week, of course, was at Jurassic Park, where we have confirmation that Universal Orlando annual pass holder previews will begin on May 2nd. That's even sooner than many people expected. I was one of the lucky few to fight my way through the server errors and actually get a reservation to ride. Also happening in Jurassic Park ahead of that June 10th opening, we've got some repainting going on around the Discovery Center, sprucing up that attraction, which is right next to the entrance of the Velocicoaster. And we have also witnessed the return of the Tyrannosaurus Rex Photo Op with the vintage Jurassic Park Jeep. It's now parked right outside of Thunder Falls Terrace instead of over by the Discovery Center where it originally was. You can once again take a selfie with the T-Rex, but for now there is no Photo Connect automated photo station there like there is for the other Jurassic Park Photo Op at the opposite end of the island. And even more exciting, Camp Jurassic at Jurassic Park has also reopened. Most of the playground area, which has been closed since the pandemic started, is now welcoming guests again, including the slides and the caves. The only real section that is not available is the net climbs and rope crawls. Hopefully this is a sign that more playgrounds at Universal Orlando Resort will be opening up very soon.
Let me pause there a second. Actually, as of recording today, I think If I Ran the Zoo's just reopened today after a refurb.
Has it?
Yes.
Oh.
Interestingly enough,
Good.
so at the entrance to it, there's the guy on an elephant, is it, I think? With a flag. That flag used to say, "If I ran the zoo," it now does not.
Oh, so evidence of a change by what's
Possibly.
happened with.
Yeah, possibly. The little plaque underneath it still says, "If I ran the zoo," blah, blah, blah. But yeah, that flag is says it no more.
Interesting.
By the way, the theme parks aren't the only places where they're doing some repainting. Noticed out in City Walk that some of the colorful patches of pavement have been restored to their original bright, vibrant shades.
I mean, we're scraping the
Check
barrel
out
now,
the new
aren't we?
patches of bright purple and yellow pavement as you're heading through City Walk towards Universal Studios Florida. A little bit of good news for those of you who enjoy paying extra money for prime parking at the parks. The prime parking fee has dropped from the $50 it increased to over spring break back down to its normal $40 price point. As always, prime parking is free for premier annual pass holders.
Michelle.
And let's end up with a couple of dates to keep in mind for the future. According to some emails sent out to travel agents, it looks like Endless Summer Surfside Inn may reopen to guests as early as June 1st. And way ahead in 2022, Grad Bash and Gradventure is going to return in April and May of next year. Okay, that's all for now. I'm Seth Kabursky, and you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at the UG Series, or pick up a copy of The Unofficial Guide to Universal Orlando 2021 at theunofficialguides.com. I'll be back in a couple more weeks. Until then, I'm keeping an eye on all those little things at Universal for you.
Such shade about the prime parking.
Yeah. What are you gonna do now? It's extra $10 now that it's affordable to park.
Yeah, and that $10 makes all the difference. I love how he put it, that people who enjoy paying extra money. Yeah, no.
Yeah, I still won't be using that, that's for sure.
No.
But I'm glad it went back down
Yes.
because that $50 is absolutely ridiculous. Crazy overreaching. But Surfside's opening. I did get that email myself. So, but I don't really book it a lot, so I guess it's okay.
Is that the only one that's closed at this point after that then? Or is Aventura open? Is Aventura still closed?
It's closed right now.
So that when Surfside opens, Aventura will still be the only one that's not open.
I just quoted Aventura, but it's not, I don't think that's until like fall. So I don't know what the actual opening date for Aventura is actually.
But that's a good sign.
I think so. Yeah. for certain dates, but I did a lot of quoting over the weekend, so I don't remember what that group of dates, I don't remember what it was, but it will be opening again soon. So it looks like everything that with, the Grad Bash and Halloween Horror Nights, everything's moving in the right direction, which is good.
I find it interesting how they've, going back slightly, they've mentioned Grad Bash and stuff, but haven't mentioned anything about the holidays. So we know Horror Nights is going ahead. We're going to mention Grad Bash that's April and May next year.
True. Yeah, but people plan their kids' graduations way far in advance. So I think that they want people to know, hey, this is an option.
True.
Just letting you know.
Yeah.
Holidays didn't ever go away.
True.
It just kind of changed.
Yeah.
So I don't think they need a big announcement for that.
Yeah.
So did any of you get the Velocicoaster preview pass?
No.
Jillian, Chris?
I'm sitting here spamming the page. I have it pulled up on a tab on my computer and on my phone, and I just every now and then I'll periodically check and make sure that no slots have opened up. I'm really salty about it, actually.
So
I never even got an email.
Yeah, me neither. We didn't see it, and
No.
I was actually talking to Lee. I was like, "When did this go out?" But
I didn't get an email either. I just heard about it on the page.
So I know of so obviously in the Producers Club it's been talked about, and there are people in there who are pass holders that didn't get it. But I also know there's people in there who aren't pass holders and got the email.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Chris Ruck commented that he got the email and he's like, I'm not even a pass holder at the moment. And you're like, what?
Yep.
Well, due
I have a client who's not a pass holder and he got the email.
due to Alexa's crafty online hunting, she was able to score some passes.
What? Are you serious?
Yeah, we're trying to work out if we can make it. So,
well, if you can't, ring a ding ding.
Listen, I'm getting harassed every day about it. So,
Chris,
what?
I'm glad that cat's finally out the bag. She was desperate to tell someone, so she messaged me and she said, Chris doesn't know whether we're going yet, so don't say anything. I was like, I won't.
Yeah.
Don't kill her though.
Well, like not part of whatever the show, but yeah, it's on a Monday. That's why we're trying to figure out what's work and all that stuff. So
next Monday though.
Man.
So yeah, back to whatever. Yeah, but we got passes and we're trying to figure out if we can make it. So hopefully I could be on that nice little Raptor.
It's going to be very interesting to see how they deal with it. I know obviously doing it this way means they can keep an eye on how many people are there. But when it actually opens, it's going to be very interesting to see how they deal with, like Michelle, from the opening day of Hagrid's, there's no way they can do that on this at the moment.
No.
It was controlled insanity, but it was still insanity nonetheless. There's just no way with all the social distancing guidelines right now for them to accommodate that type of crowd.
Can you imagine that Hagrid line with social distancing in place? Like there'd be, I don't
start
even
in the
know.
parking lot.
I think it'd be further back than that.
It'd be good. It's a good thing they opened the Kirkman Bridge, right? I mean, that's what they would need.
Like queuing down I Drive.
Yeah. The queue starts at Surfside at this point.
Yeah.
I thought that'd be pretty cool.
Don't put it past them.
No.
They could just make it wrap around the parking deck.
Be pushing people past all the restaurants and opening them all up so people can eat. Oh, I'm hungry. Voodoo Donuts will do an absolute killing that day.
Yes.
Yeah.
For sure. Well, if so Chris got a slot. I can't believe he's even considered. I mean, quit your job, man.
That's what. I just put my 2 weeks in, so we're good.
Okay, good. Yeah. If you got a slot, if anybody else out there got a slot, we'd love to get you involved. So if you go, record us your instant reaction directly after riding the ride, and we will share them on the show. And the email to send those to will be podcast@uuopodcast.com.
Keep on trying because we got ours after they were like sold out.
Okay.
So,
okay, that's what I've been doing.
Yeah, just keep on checking that she was doing that, and then out of nowhere that just popped up. So
was it on the main page where it says RSVPs closed, or was it after she clicked the button that says RSVPs closed?
I'd be lying to you if I told you. Yeah, just talk to her. She's the one that did everything, and I got like an email. It's like, oh, you're invited. I'm like, what?
Because I was able to do that with Hollywood Studios because, sorry, Lee, we're going to talk about Disney for a second.
We're not.
You know that you have to do reservations. I was able to get reservations for Hollywood Studios that way.
Did you guys see what happened with the team members preview for it then?
No.
So apparently, team members were allowed to sign up for a team member preview. And something happened. I don't know what. Someone complained, I think, or whatever. And all the team member previews got cancelled.
Huh.
Complained about what?
I don't know. I don't know what happened. I just know that they were allowed to sign up for it, and then something happened, and all the team member previews got cancelled.
Well, I did wonder about that when they announced that they were the pass holders. I was like, did we skip over team member previews, or did I just miss it?
Very strange. I would be annoyed if I was a team member and not getting to ride it before annual pass holders.
Surely they're going to do something.
You would assume so.
Yeah.
They probably are. And don't call him Shirley.
But then...
I speak jive.
Do you?
I'm sorry that my dad says
He
that
doesn't
joke
get it.
all
We're
the time.
quoting a movie.
He says that joke all the time and it annoys the hell out of me. So I just had to. I don't know why. Sorry.
You just said a dad joke.
I know.
'cause
I
Tracy's
feel
not
so
here.
terrible.
Tracy's not here coming up with
edit
those
everything
jokes.
out. Just edit my voice out.
No.
He's prepping. He's prepping, Alexa.
Moving right along.
Moving along. Speaking of births, Alexa.
Ooh, we got some Producers Club birthdays. Woo!
Hey, that's pretty good.
I think it. So I'm going to be reading off the Producers Club birthdays for the end of April and beginning of May. Coming up first on the 27th of April, we have Nicole Hunter.
Happy birthday, Nicole.
Happy birthday, Nicole.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Nicole is currently our universal photographer. She's our eyes are on the ground at the moment, covering whatever she can for us for the blog and just for Instagram and stuff.
Oh, it's my old job.
Yes, that's your old job. She took it. Well, actually, she didn't take it over, but she's taken it over recently.
Oh. Okay. Next we have Kevin Tully on the 28th of April.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to Kevin and to Liam Lester, who is his birthday twin, also on the 28th of April. Happy birthday.
Birthday twins.
Happy birthday.
Next we have Brittany Dwinnell on the 6th of May. Happy birthday, Brittany.
Happy birthday, Brittany.
Happy birthday.
Brittany is one of the people who failed the kitchen challenge with us the last time we did it.
Rub it
still
in.
full.
Rub it in.
I don't need to rub it in. I think we all felt we all know how sad we all hung our heads in shame at the end of it.
You all get an A for effort.
I didn't.
All right, and I'm very, very sorry to this next person whose name I'm about to butcher. Jean-Michel Lemoine.
Well, that's
Well
French,
done.
so I think
That's
you
actually
probably
pretty good.
pronounce
Okay,
that.
all right.
No, I would disagree because I would say, being French, it would be Michel.
Michel.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, I don't
Jean-Michel Lemoine is how I would pronounce it, but it might be wrong.
Look at Lee flexing. He's
Yeah.
French.
I know.
know. He is European, after all.
Not
Yes.
really. No, not really. We don't class ourselves as European, especially not now.
He goes to
Okay.
Volcano Bay in the Speedos.
No, most definitely not.
That is so opposite of what Lee was saying.
Yeah, really true. It is the exact opposite.
He wouldn't
Wetsuit,
even go.
wetsuit and diver's helmet.
And I just
Happy
have to say,
We never said happy birthday to him, by the way. So
I know. That's what
Yes,
I was
happy
gonna say.
birthday.
happy
On the 8th
birthday.
of May.
Jean-Michel.
Jean-Michel. Enjoy your Speedo.
Wow.
Yes. And I have to say, just because it's actually today, Krissa, my daughter, is 10 years old today. So happy birthday to Krissa.
Happy birthday.
Happy
Krista.
birthday.
This is what
Double
Michelle.
digit club.
This is what Michelle brings to the
I
show.
know.
That we never even wish our kids happy birthday on the show, and she's like, "I'm doing mine."
Maybe we should start doing that.
No,
I don't
I
know.
don't care.
Exactly. She's
He's
starting
usually
a new
mentioning how to
trend.
get rid of them. So it's a different show you're listening to, Michelle.
Well, in all honesty, if it weren't like the actual day, I probably wouldn't have mentioned it. But because it's today and I'm actually ignoring her recording a podcast, I think it's the least I could do.
I think
Such a
you
good mother.
deserve an hour off.
Oh, I do. We've been celebrating all weekend, so yeah.
You get PTO next week.
And birthdays are for parents too.
Yes, yes.
Well,
all right.
If you want to join the Producers Club and have your birthday read out on the podcast, you can send an email to uuopproducers@gmail.com.
Yes, we've just had a new member join in the past week, actually.
Funny how that works. When you tell people how to join, they actually do so.
It was a lot, more fun when you had to like try to find it on this weird page.
It was like a speakeasy.
Like, there's this weird group. How do I join them?
We didn't do so bad.
You have to know the secret knock.
That's true.
I think
we say we're a cult now.
There's 132 members, I think, at this point. In total.
Awesome.
Pretty crazy. When I started, it was like at 50, 60,
There wasn't
70?
many when we first started. I'm surprised it is where it is. Especially at the moment.
We're going to need a wide angle lens to get the entire group for the next weekend or at this pace. Oh my God.
And Lee, you said what, at 200 members you would do the Raptor Speedo?
I didn't say that, no.
I think you did.
No, I definitely didn't.
I remember that.
All your friends join the club and you'll get to see Lee.
I will give Sam Naj a shout out at the moment because the theme park ride bracket he's doing at the moment is awesome. So I look forward to it every morning, to be honest.
It's also extremely annoying.
Oh, yes.
Some of the pairs he puts together makes me hurt.
The random... Yeah, Spider-Man versus Jaws was a tough one.
Yes.
Oh, I don't know if he's doing it randomly.
He
if
is.
He's intentionally putting them together.
No, he told me he's doing it random. Whether I believe him or not, it's a different matter. Sam, I'll give you my best. I'll trust you, buddy.
Okay.
Awesome. All right. On that, let's take a break to hear from our favorite Mouse and Muggle Travel Company.
Have you taken a stroll down Diagon Alley and visited Gringotts Bank? Taken a ride through New York with Jimmy Fallon? Visited the Truffle Trees in Seuss Landing or hung out with a real-life Transformer? No? Then what are you waiting for? At Universal Orlando Resort, there truly is an option for everyone. Or if you're leaning a little more towards pixie dust rather than wands and potions, Disney destinations around the globe await your arrival. No matter the adventure, our sponsors have you covered. Be sure to let the experts at Mouse and Muggle Travel Company take care of all your travel needs, earning the distinction of being an earmarked agency specializing in Disney destinations, as well as becoming one of the first to be named a You Preferred agency with Universal Parks and Resorts Vacations. Mouse and Muggle Travel Company will ensure you receive top-rated customer service. Just visit mouseandmuggle.com to fill out a no-obligation quote request, or send your request to info@mouseandmuggle.com. Their team can take care of you no matter where in the world you want to go. With a flick of their wand and a little bit of pixie dust, the process will be so seamless, some might even say it's simply magical.
Welcome back, everybody. We are going to start the second half with a wonderful Rate My Crêpe.
She still did it again. She still did it again. Everyone over enunciates the T now. It's hilarious.
There's like no other way to say it. You can't say it without doing that.
Oh, trust me, Alexa did it in a way without doing that.
It's creepy. Creepy.
Yeah.
Rate My Crêpe.
Hey, UUOP, this is Bill Johnson again, live from Universal Studios. I want to submit a segment for Rate My Crêpe. I had the smoked brisket crepe today for the first time. The only crepe I've had there. It was pretty good. If it was a scale out of 5, I'd give it a 3 out of 5. Wasn't the greatest crepe. I need more barbecue flavor for the smoked brisket. Coleslaw was alright. I think the crepe would be good with the dessert crepes instead. I might try that next time, but for the smoked brisket, it was okay. It was edible, but I wouldn't get it again, I don't think. So, but anyway, that's my Rate My Crêpe. Thank you guys, and thank you for your 10-year anniversary. Keep going strong. So, again, Bill Johnson from Universal Studios in Florida. Goodbye.
Everyone is trying the smoked brisket. We need someone to try some other stuff.
I love how everybody must accentuate the rate now.
Yes, it's hilarious.
Whew, that was great. What was his rating, by the way?
3 out of 5. He didn't think much of it.
3 out of 5. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But
that's
everyone's
fair
trying.
enough.
We've actually got they're starting to flood in now. We've got another 2 sat waiting already, so that's good.
Oh,
Lee,
good.
What is a 3 considered? Like if 1's ugh and 5 is hell yeah, like what's a 3?
Don't ask Gillian.
Meh.
There you go.
Meh.
If you look at those show notes, Gillian, that is a nod to you, because when you ate yours on the first one, you were like,
Oh yeah,
"Oh hell yeah!"
No,
I forgot the exclamation point. My bad.
Yeah, he got onto me for not reading it that way.
Yeah, she didn't.
So, if anybody else would like to rate their crepe, all you have to do is send in your. I guess, does it have to be a recording, or can it just be a message?
They can send us a written message. I prefer recording because it's much better hearing people's voices. But if they're a little shy, you can do it that way, and we'll read them out. But don't just go, "I'll give this one a 2." Give us a little story. But I much prefer recordings, especially in the parks while you're reading it, because I need to live vicariously through somebody at the moment.
Yes, heard. Yeah, so record us a message if you can and send it in, rating your crepe out of 5, 1 being ugh, and 5 being hell yeah, 3 being meh. And send them to us at podcast@uuopodcast.com.
Right, Gillian, once we've finished, I need you to give a phrase for each one now, so we can get people get involved. So 5's hell yeah, 1's 3's meh. I need a 4 and a 2 at this point.
Okay.
I think 4 should be like Homer Simpson's like.
And just to reiterate as well, it's any crepe. It's not any one you've had. If you've just had one, just send us a rating for that one. That was the whole point of doing this. So you don't have to try them all. If you've only tried one of them, just send in a rating for that one. It just gets everyone involved at that point.
And if Tracy was here, she would say, "Speak for yourself, Lee. I want to try them all."
She will. Look, we still sat with between pretty much 2 of us and ordered all 4 of the tater tots from Green Eggs and Ham when we were over in February. Because Jade ate about 3 mouthfuls.
Or you're going to get an angry message from Lee.
Look, you weren't the only one that did it, Gillian, in fairness.
Thank you.
That doesn't mean... No, it just means there's other people as dumb as you are. It's fine.
I appreciate your apology.
I did not apologise and never will.
Was it an apology?
Gillian knows damn well I will not
your
apologise. There was
apology.
no heartfelt apology whatsoever.
Either way, apology accepted.
There was no apology. There never will be an apology. So suck it, Gillian.
All right, I'm going to break this cycle, and we're going to talk about Secret Life of Pets before it gets a little out of hand. So, Secret Life of Pets Off the Leash, the newest, I should say, attraction at Universal Studios Hollywood, recently opened, located across from the Despicable Me attraction. Can I say despicable? Apparently not. And based off of the Illumination Animation Studios 2016 movie. Discover the exciting world of Illumination's The Secret Life of Pets when you meet your favorite characters on the all-new ride. How many times are we going to say The Secret Life of Pets in one article? Join Max, Duke, Gidget, and Snowball on a journey through the streets of New York City as you get ready to be welcomed into your new home. There are many stale attractions at Universal Orlando that could do with a refresh, and so we wanted to discuss this new ride and whether we think it would fit in at Universal Orlando, and if so, where?
Right, so did you all watch the video that I sent?
Yes.
Yes.
What did we think?
Let's get sloppy.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
So, as a mother of a still young child, youngish, she would kill me for saying that because she thinks she's 20. I think it is an awesome ride, and my family would really enjoy it. It's very reminiscent of my trip to Disneyland. Like, it just feels kind of old school, which is nice and refreshing, honestly.
Yes. Universal has no dark rides. It
No.
has no pure dark rides. And as a mother of an even younger child who's going to be 3 soon, there's 0 for him to do at Universal Studios besides Minions. That's it. And I'm not going on Shrek, so there's just Minions. So that's it.
Yeah, Cat in the Hat.
That's not in studios. That's an island.
All right, fair enough. Jesus.
Yeah. So in islands, there's plenty to do at Cease Landing.
Yeah.
But in studios, there's Woody Woodpecker, but I don't think he's going to be big enough to go on that yet. So there's pretty much just Minions.
Fast and
that's
Furious.
it. So we can get rid of Shrek. We put Slop right there. It works. It's right by New York. I think it would fit perfectly. And we just need a good dark ride. This was a fantastic dark ride.
Yeah, I agree. I think one of the things, as someone whose tolerance of riding thrill rides isn't what it used to be, and everyone on this podcast can attest to that. Sometimes you just need a ride that isn't intense, but just to get off your feet and not just sit about outside. And something like this, I think, would be perfect. I think it was really good. It was largely animatronic driven. Like we talked about it on the anniversary show of how they seem to have finally learned where screens place is in attractions. It's an extension of it, not the be all and end all of it. And that was very much it was very largely animatronic based, with the screens as like background or doing stuff that they couldn't do animatronically. And I think it worked really well. It was actually I think the bit with the fireworks towards the end, where there's like a screen at the background and then like physical props in front of it. And it took a few seconds for it to dawn on me that it wasn't entirely a screen. And I think it looked really cool. And I like the whole sort of adoptive pet aspect of it as well. It's a nice little sweet message, and that interactivity a little bit of you're a puppy going to your new home.
And it's like the hitchhiking ghost kind of adjacent technology, or the screen technology, where it puts a puppy image over your self in the car. That was really cute. I also saw videos in the queue when you can look through the little mailbox.
Yes, the awesome
mailbox slots into the other apartments. That was such
cool.
a cute
really
touch.
Is. Yeah.
Not COVID friendly at all. But very, very cute.
I think the best bit in the queue is the sausage dog under the mixer.
Yes.
Because
the fact that they had so many animatronics in the queue. There's 4 that I can think of off the top of my head. 4 audio animatronics within the queue itself. That's incredible.
Because I watched a different video to the one that I sent you guys. I watched that one and I watched a different one, and that sausage dog animatronic actually has a lot of movement to it, and there's a weird bit if you wait long enough where it kind of looks at you with this weird look on its face of like, I know I shouldn't be doing this, and it's kind of creepy as hell. It's hilarious. It's hilarious.
But I think you're right, Jillian. I think it would fit perfectly right there in the Shrek Theater, because then it's right across from Despicable Me, and that whole area could be like the Illuminations Studios part of Studios. You know, kind of like Disney. Yeah, kind of like Disney has the Pixar area. You know, that could be the Illuminations, and it's a perfect place for it.
Chris, as someone who doesn't have kids, and obviously this is not their demographic at all, what did you think?
Yeah, I was gonna say I really couldn't care either way. I mean, it looks cool. I like that they put a lot of props into it and a lot of animatronics. But aside from that, I mean, the movie is okay. I don't think it's like this. I don't have an emotional attachment to it.
I'll be fair, I haven't even seen it.
Huh?
Yeah.
I haven't seen either of them.
I've seen part 1. I haven't seen part 2. They're not bad, but again, I just don't have any kind of attachment like I would some other animated movies. So, it would be perfectly fine to take over Shrek, but that's as far as I'd probably go.
Yeah, it's not something that would bother you either way.
Yeah, exactly. But, I think like Jillian said, and like Michelle said, if you have kids, I think this is a perfect ride for them. It's literally everything that you would see like in a Disney dark ride for a kid. So, yeah.
I think it will get crapped on a little bit because obviously I watched it with an eye of like the Mickey's Runaway Mine Train, and it's obviously not on that level at all. And I think a lot of Disney fans are like, is that the best you can come up with? Because Mickey's Runaway Mine Train, it looks awesome, I'll be honest. It does look really cool. And this isn't on the same level, but they don't always have to be groundbreaking attractions, do they? I think your issue of putting it into Shrek is the Horror Nights aspect. Because they used the second theatre as a Horror Nights house. Now, potentially, if you could do a Transformers with it and have the queue sort of go through the theatre downstairs and then build an upstairs to it and somehow have the attraction above that could potentially work. They've proved they can do attractions on 2 levels with Transformers. I don't see why they couldn't somehow figure that out. But I don't know where else they could put it.
I don't know. They could put it by Barney Theater and Kids Zone.
Yeah.
Possibly, but they'd have to do a lot of... But would you want to push it out there, really? Like, that is the perfect...
No.
To be fair, the perfect place for it is where Jimmy Fallon is, quite honestly. But obviously, they're not going to take that out. If you had a spot not taking into consideration what's there, the Race Through New York building's perfect for it.
I have the perfect spot for it. I know exactly where it should go. Fast and Furious.
No.
You know what?
That
sounds like a solid plan.
I disagree, and we're going to talk about that next week. But, yeah. I disagree.
But the ride-through is very Men in Black meets Slop.
Right.
Looks just like it.
Oh, it does, yeah. The back street, when you go through with the ambush part in Men in Black. Yes, you're right, it does.
Doesn't the York? Is it LA?
Say that again.
That was New York.
I thought it was New York too. So there's got to be somewhere over there it could go.
It isn't, because you've only got the only 2 attractions you've got are the Mummy and Fallon.
What's behind the library facade?
Nothing.
Or how about that theater that's back there behind the library?
I don't even know what you mean the one that always has the Horror Nights, says Horror Nights 20, whatever it is at the front. I don't even know what they use that for.
They used it for when I went to the celebration of Harry Potter, and it's huge. It's a huge, big building.
Okay.
I think the only problem is
used.
I think the only problem with that is it's not really visible from the main street.
True.
You kind of have to go off the
tucked
beaten
round
path.
the side of Red
But neither is Diagon Alley.
Oh, well, then Chris is knackered. He'll never ride it.
Yeah, I would never find
But they could build, but they've got all that back there, and they could start building out that way.
Well,
It's just dead space.
They could theme that whole back section to Secret Life of Pets then. Whereas the one in Hollywood is literally just like the apartment block. Theme that whole back section out. I mean, I'd be disappointed if they take out the New York Public Library, because it's pretty much the last vestige of Ghostbusters in the park.
Yeah.
But,
It is, but most people don't even know that's what it is.
True.
So at this point, it's kind of still just dead space.
Yeah.
Yeah, but back in there, I mean, we only ever go back there for Halloween Horror Nights, right?
Yeah.
But I did go back there. There was lots going on back there for the celebration of Harry Potter. Inside that theater was where they had all of like the special props and things. Yeah, from the movies and Mina Lima and all that stuff. And then they also had tents and everything set up outside for the Sorting Hat and a couple of other things. So there's a lot of area of space back there.
Do they use that for anything like the VIP tours or anything like that now?
Not that I'm aware of. They might rent it out for special events or something. I don't know, but
at ridiculous prices.
I'm sure. Yep.
But yeah, I'd like to see it. It's, again, going back to the anniversary show, we talked about how 10 years ago, Universal, I think, were gunning for Disney trying to capture a bit of the share of the family market. And I think they've realised now that they can't compete with that. But like Gillian said, at this point, they're not having rides for smaller kids will hurt them. It will hurt them because they are families like Gillian's who won't go as much as they would go. Because Gillian, you love the place. You're going to go. You and Stephen are going to go. You're going to get sick. But you're not going to go as much as you would if you could take Noah with you. And then not having rides for kids that little. Again, like I say, you're not going to go as much as you possibly would if there was more for him to do. So putting something like this in would give families extra days. I don't think
it's not a headline attraction, but it's something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The only downside that I saw to the design was that the vehicles are only 2-seaters. So for people that want a single parent and multiple children, that would be difficult.
I feel like that would
For
be
them
hard
to
to do,
ride.
though. Making a little two-seater.
Yeah, or even just weird for like
Two-row, I
Gillian
mean.
and Stephen with like a 2 and a 1, like 2 adults and a child, but someone sitting on their own.
Well, that's why I said single parents.
Yeah, but I know I'm saying regardless, you're still not you're not being able to ride it as a family. They wouldn't be able to ride it all together.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a good point.
Make it a
Strange.
2-row car, like Cat in the Hat.
They could do. Well, there's nothing
wouldn't
stopping
be
it if they
hard.
brought it to Orlando, knowing there's probably going to be a bigger market for it. That they could adapt the vehicles, surely.
Yeah, I'm just surprised they did that because it's so common that you need at least 3 or 4
Yeah.
seats, to keep a family together. So that was just an odd choice for me. It looked like they had
Choice.
plenty of space to be able to make that a 4-seater car.
That's true. It's a reduced capacity, too. Why would you purposefully reduce capacity?
That's very true.
Even
Well, isn't the ride like? I mean, they could also change that, but the ride you're adopting like the 2 animals, right?
That's a good point as well.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
but
know
you
you
could
can
adopt-
change that.
4.
Yeah, but let's be realistic. Are you going to adopt 4 strays?
I don't
I'm not
know how
going to
easy
adopt
that would be.
2. Make the 2 in the back be hamsters or something. I don't know, but regardless,
Just the cat food.
yeah, it was just an odd choice. Like
Yeah.
even down the street, they have like the clamshells, that are for single family, but you can still fit at least 3.
Yeah.
Maybe even 4 if you have 2 small children that,
Yeah, they're wide. Right.
Yeah. So I don't know. That was just odd, but
I still
whatever.
think
I guess
Universal.
it'll work.
I still think Universal are kicking themselves for not realizing how big a hit Despicable Me was going to be. Because I think if they'd have realized how big that was going to be, I think Kids Zone would have been an illumination area, and you could have put.
Super Silly Funland. Yeah.
God, I wish they would change that. That would be so amazing. Can you imagine a Minion roller coaster?
Oh,
I'd be interested to
That would
see
be-
because the Minion Land at Beijing, they've got a whole Despicable Me land. It'll be interesting to see what that's like over there when it opens. Actually, to see what a whole land would look like.
God, that'd be awesome.
But yeah, I think Kids Zone would have been an illumination area. I'm trying to think what else they've done. What other illumination stuff have we had? How to Train Your Dragon was DreamWorks, wasn't it? I am going.
yeah, everything else is DreamWorks that I can think of.
Well, yeah, but don't they own DreamWorks at this point? I'm sure they bought DreamWorks not that long ago. Universal, didn't they?
They should make the current Minions show a How to Train Your Dragons show similar to Flight of Passage, and then do the whole Kids Land as Minions. That'd be amazing.
Right, so you could have Despicable Me, Sing, Hop,
The Grinch.
The Lorax, Minions,
Oh.
Secret Life of Pets. Yeah, The Grinch. You can get a pretty decent land out of all of that. Just
What is
interesting.
Trolls? Is Trolls DreamWorks?
I think
like
so.
Trolls.
It's popular. We're not fans, but it's popular.
Yeah, it's got to be DreamWorks. It's not Illumination.
It is DreamWorks. Yeah.
See, I
We tried to
really
watch it the other day. You can't rent it. You can only buy it.
because then
Really?
they've got you
That's
then at that
weird.
point.
Ridiculous.
They just desperately need to do something with How to Train Your Dragon. I hope whatever it is that's in the Epic Universe is everything I want it to be because they are phenomenal movies.
They are.
I've only seen the first.
Oh, you should watch all 3 of them. We only watched the 3rd one about 6 months ago, and it's so good.
They get better and better.
Yeah, they're so good.
What, Minions?
What?
No,
Chris,
the
How to Train Your
How to
Dragon.
Train Your Dragon.
How to Train Your Dragon. Sorry. Yeah, I've only seen like a piece of the first one. Never
What?
seen everything.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, watch them.
Oh
They're
my
amazing.
God.
Yeah. Alexa's always yelling at me
They are
because
so
she
good.
likes those movies.
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah, they are. They're way better than they have any right to be. But yeah, I think Secret Life of Pets would fit in quite well, and I think I'll be surprised if it doesn't come across.
Do you think that they won't though, just because they want to keep some stuff in that park specifically so that people need to go to both Orlando and Hollywood?
But in fairness, what's in Hollywood now that's not in Orlando, really?
Waterworld.
And the Jurassic World overlay of River
yeah.
Adventure, which will happen at some point. I think that's a guarantee.
And the backlot tour, I think.
Yeah, but you're not going to have that over there. But other than like
No.
actual attraction wise, I can't think of anything that's in Hollywood that's not in Orlando.
No. And honestly, that's why we didn't go to Universal when we went over to Disneyland in 2019, is because I was like, there really isn't anything there that we don't have in Orlando that Krista would actually ride. She wouldn't have ridden the Jurassic World at that time. So
like the only reason to go to Hollywood really is the tram tour.
And Megatron.
And Megatron, yeah, very true. I'd be surprised if they didn't come over. It's an easy ride for them to put in. This is what they tend to do. They've done it with Transformers, they did it with Fast and Furious, they did it with Kong. It's just an easy port over because the groundwork's already been done. So it doesn't cost Orlando as much because they're not designing a ride from the ground up, because the design's already been done. So all they've got to do is actually fund the building of the ride. Yeah. So I think it'd be daft not to. Especially when you look at how dated the kids' rides are at Universal as well. I think that's the biggest thing. You look at kids and who the hell knows who Fievel is at this point, and Curious George.
Yeah, that and Woody Woodpecker, and then over at Islands, the Toon Lagoon.
Yeah.
Like,
no one knows who Popeye
nice, but
is
most kids don't even know what that stuff is.
No, most adults don't know what that stuff is.
Yeah.
But what's interesting is that's where they have all of their Secret Life of Pets
merchandise. Yeah, you're right. It is
in Toon Lagoon.
Yeah,
that's true.
Well, then I think I'll be surprised if it doesn't, quite honestly, because it seems to be getting pretty decent reviews over in Hollywood. And look, they've transferred some over and seen the backlash off that. Like, oh, let's bring Fast and Furious over, and then, oh, maybe we shouldn't have done.
Maybe they'll wait and see how popular it is before they... Yeah, it's not the franchise itself that's a bad idea. It was the execution that whatever they did was awful. If they had made it like a test track tap ride, that'd be awesome.
I don't mind it. But anyway.
Yes, we know this.
That's a different subject. But yes, slop. We all need some slop in our life.
All right, guys. Well, I think that will do it for this episode. Jillian, thank you for joining us for the slop of the day.
Thank you for having me for sloppy.
I hope it was sloppy enough for you.
Jillian, you had to push it too far, didn't you?
The words were coming out and it was too late.
And she's like, oh no, I already said it.
That's what she said.
All right, we're going to end this episode with another listener-submitted Universal Is, and this one comes from Jason Shalandas. All you have to do if you want to be involved is drop us an email to podcast@uuopodcast.com or send via Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter what you think Universal is in 3 words or less. And Jason says, Universal is the best universe. Catch you next time, guys.
Guess that wraps things up for another unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. You guys did all right. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Pinterest, keyword UUO Podcast. Listen and subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, or anywhere podcasts are found. You can find our blog at uuopodcast.com. Send us your spews, which Lou gets your poo recordings, questions, or comments to podcast@uuopodcast.com. Check out our friends, the Theme Park Duo, and our awesome sponsors, Mouse and Muggle Travel Company. So, until next time, don't give up your day job. Say cheese. See you later.